section today is similar figures, and similar figures, to be, by definition, to be similar, they need to be proportional, and so we've been talking about proportions, and so that's no doubt or no surprise that we're just going to extend that lesson into figuring out similar figures. So I will include this up here in our definition. Similar figures are proportional. So we're going to use proportions to do some solving with these. I have two triangles. They are similar, and so what that means is that they're going to be proportional. So I can write up a proportion to solve what this distance here for x is. I know 3 of the 4 numbers, and if I know 3 of the 4, then I can solve and get the fourth one. The important thing is on this, when you're writing your proportions, is that you include corresponding parts need to be with corresponding parts. All right, so if I start out with 15 over 8, I need to have the same side that corresponds to 15 on top, because I have 15 on top here. So the side that corresponds to the 15 with a smaller triangle is, of course, x. And the side that corresponds to the 8 on the smaller triangle is 6. So extremely important that you have the corresponding sides with the corresponding sides when you get this thing set up. Here's your proportion, and cross multiply to solve. Cross multiply to solve. Remember, cross multiplying is just exactly what it is. You have an equal sign set up here, so 15 times 6 will equal 8 times x. 15 times 6, 8 times x. And 15 times 6, you got 90 equals 8x. Simple algebra equation right here to solve for x. You just need to divide both sides by 8. That cancels the 8 on the right side. So divide by 8 and you have x. 90 divided by 8 does not come out clean. You end up with a fraction. You have calculators you can use. 90 divided by 8, you end up with 11.25. X equals 11.25. When you get your solution, look at this triangle and just, think, does that make sense? Is that logical that x is 11.25? And yes, it is. I mean, it's going to be, that makes sense. Because if you're looking at 8 and 15, you would expect this number to be less than 11.25 because 6 is less than 8. So yes, 11.25 does in fact make sense. I can do another example here. If you've got this, you can just move on and get started with the assignments. All right. Let's say we have this situation. There's one shape, and then here's the other shape. It's kind of like, the mini-me. Call this 12. This one would be 18. This side is 10, and we need to solve for this. So the important thing is that when you set up your proportion, again, I got to stress this, make sure you have corresponding parts with corresponding parts. Start out with 18 and 12 over on this side. 18 over 12. And then the side that corresponds to 18 is this 10. So 10 needs to be on top. And then you got your x on the bottom. All right. Cross multiply to solve. 18 times x equals 12 times 10. So we got 18x equals 120. Divide both sides by 18 to solve for x. So you got x equals 120 divided by 18. X equals 6.6 repeating, or we just call it 6.7. There you have it. Thank you very much.